is the right that Allah had given him. Of course, لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الخالق. There is no obedience for any human being if he's asking you to disobey Allah. That's a fact. So when he orders you to do something in the house, يعني you say على الراس والعين. يعني whatever you want. You want me to do that? I will do it. Because you have to understand, if you want a peaceful life, it does not come by challenging him. If you want a husband that is so adorable, then you cannot challenge him. We're going to be facing each other and always challenging each other, the husband and the wife. يعني the life will be miserable. But since Allah established one leader in that house and he put the husband to be, then you have to follow when he says. Can I give my opinion? Give your opinion. And convince him if you can. But the end is his call. You have to accept that. The call is his. At the end, he's the one who decides. But if you're wise, if you think you're smarter than him, if you think you know better than him, advise him. The Prophet ﷺ took the advice from Salama on the day of Al-Hudaybiyah. You know the story when they were held, احصروا يعني, they went to make Umrah, and then the kuffar, and they had the treaty of Al-Hudaybiyah, and the kuffar did not allow them, and they came in ihram, and they told him, you do not make Umrah this year, you come back this next year. But they're in ihram. فإن أحصرتم فما استيسر منه. When you are in ihram and you cannot get to the haram to do your Umrah or your Hajj, يعني you have to get out of al-ihram. You cannot just, you know what, alright, I'll go back. It doesn't work. You have to get out of this ihram. So the way you get out of the ihram is if you يعني سقط الهدي, if you come with the animals, you slaughter them, you cut your hair or whatever the situation. So the Sahaba didn't want to do that. The Sahaba came all the way from Medina to Mecca. They wanted to make Umrah. They wanted to visit the house of Allah. So they were difficult to accept. They were hoping that ayah will be revealed, that Allah telling them, fight them or something. So the Prophet ﷺ goes in his tent and Salama is there. When he tells her, she tells him, order your barber to come and shave you. Once they see you doing that, they will follow. So when he did that, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, all the Sahaba followed and they knew it's over. So here the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam accepted the advice of a woman. And you are, as a man, يعني don't think you're Abu al-Urrif. You don't think you know it all. Okay? You can be smart in certain fields. Maybe she has more experience in other fields. Maybe she's more intelligent than you. Whatever the situation, we have to accept. But at the end, we have to establish the fact that he's the one who's entitled to be obeyed. So in this hadith, if the woman prays her the 5 obligations, salah, and fasts her month, and protects her chastity, and obeys her husband, will enter from any door of paradise she wants. Easy. Pray your 5. You're praying, I'm sure. And you fast your month, I'm sure you do. And I know the women of the Muslims are chaste, and they protect their honor and the honor of their husband. What's left is obey your husband. You can hear? Allah, يعني the problems with the speakers, not with my voice. So we need to get better speakers in the back. Adam's travel will take. So, alright, طيب. Another hadith. يقول النبي صلى الله. Now we're still with the man's right, You guys enjoying it, This part. Just wait. يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا تؤذي امرأة زوجها في الدنيا إلا قالت زوجته من الحور العين لا تؤذيه قاتلك الله فإنما هو عندك دخيل يوشك أن يفارقك إلينا. So the Prophet ﷺ said, if a woman harms her husband in this dunya, his wives from al-hur al-ain will complain will say, do not harm him. Yani may Allah harm you. He's just with you temporary, and he's about to die and come to us. So here is a competition for you. You love your husband, here's a competition. So يعني this hadith, the point is, يعني if you know your husband is harmed by certain act, you avoid it. If you know your husband doesn't like specific things, you avoid it. Oh, not like my husband doesn't like me to wear hijab, so I'm going to avoid it. That's not what we say. But what we are saying is, if you know that your husband doesn't like specific behaviors from you, you need to tame yourself. You need to train yourself to control it, because harming him is not something that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And harming him is not something going to help you in the relationship. Yani some women, you find them, she will just, if she sees her husband happy one day, she yani has to nag and to make it, yani she cannot be happy to see her husband happy. Yani you find husband and wife always nagging. Some husband and wives, they always nagging. Like the couple, they always nag. So the husband and the wife agree, listen, we have one peaceful day and one nagging day. So the nagging day, they'll nag. The peaceful day, she will remind him that tomorrow is the nagging day, so be prepared. So very, very important that whatever you know that your husband bothers your husband, you should avoid it. And you should do your best يعني, to control yourself. And remember that his obedience is a wajib and is a mandation over you. يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا دعا الرجل امرأته إلى فراشه فلم تأته فبات غضبانا عليها لعنتها الملائكة حتى تصبح. And this is a warning. The Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said, if a man invites his wife to his bed, يعني he wants to sleep with her. Just يعني that tonight topic is a frank talk, huh? Your husband has needs. Your husband, when he married you, so he can protect himself from the haram. And trust me, the haram is everywhere, outside our houses and inside. So be aware. When your husband asks you, that means he needs you. So the Prophet ﷺ said, no woman that her husband invites her to his bed and she refuses, so he goes to sleep angry with her. But the angels will curse her until the morning. And you cannot deal with the curse of the angels. This is his right. And the Prophet ﷺ, when he talks about that, because he knows how much you can control yourself and how much he can control himself. Yani by fact and by science and by deen and by anything, that the man is weaker when it comes to this. So when he asks you, you need to obey. Unless there are exceptions. Yani there are times you can't do that. There are times you're sick. Huh? There are times you have your period. There are times and times and times. But when there is no reason, no shari'i reason for you not to be able to do that, you have to يعني, do what he asks you to do when it comes to this category. And if the women are coming here tonight to talk, then we can stop and they can spend the rest of the night together talking. So the point is, there is a warning here. Because the husband wants to protect his chastity as well, and you are his harbor. You are his only source. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ إِلَّا عَلَى أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ. You are his wife, you're the only one where he can fulfill his desire. So you're gonna play hard to get, and you're gonna turn your back to him, and you're gonna make him beg you. All this is not acceptable. So be aware, and that is one of his rights. ويقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يحل للمرأة أن تصوم وزوجها شاهد إلا بإذنه. It's not the right of a woman to fast, voluntarily fasting, without the permission, and her husband is staying, he's in town, he's not traveling.